Boer Prophet, Siener van Rensburg, Part 10, Visions of Siener by CP Nieuwenhuizen, November 1915. If this is the first time you see one of these videos, please look at previous videos to understand what this is all about. From here, we will be introduced to other persons who also provided interpretation of the visions. The first of these is CP van Westhuizen, who also interpreted the last vision in the previous video. We start this video with 2 November 1915. Siener sees. I see I'm outside the trellis door. In front of me is a plate with food on it. I'm riding, and I see a lot of water on the side, and I come to a house of which the walls have just been finished. I see a pink curtain. The great Englishman takes off his bandoliers. I see a bunch of strings that hang down. Interpretation by CP van Westhuizen. In that time, we Afrikaners will be able to freely visit back and forth to a country where English lives. They would have been allies of England, red, and they would also have been part of our Afrikaners' oppression through England on various occasions in history. A country whose government was repeatedly in the news, the water, and has often been discussed and criticized, so that country is not recognized by other countries. This is the house with only new walls and no roof yet. Peacefulness, goodwill, and helpfulness on our part have neutralized those people's prejudice against us, the pink curtain. They abandoned the hostility against us, taken off the bandoliers, and covered their pride. However, Rhodesia is still enclosed by chains, ropes, and lines. Boycott. A different interpretation by Nelly Fan Sale says, no longer a prisoner, no more prison bowls with food, lots of news on the side. A House of Parliament that just got seized. I see a communist curtain. The High Englishman, the battle is over. Threads to be picked up. 3 November 1915. Siener sees. I see I'm among the Germans, and they're jovial. The man with the black hat looks here. Interpretation by Nelly Fan Sale says, in contact with the Germans, and they are happy about something. A very important person is interested in us. 4 November 1915. Siener sees. I ride with the carts decorated with flowers. I hang the sheet over the chair. An interpretation by Nelly Fan Sale says, go on a journey or move in a direction. Very nice and enjoyable. Store away the sheet, the English flag. 6 November 1915. Siener sees. I saw a blue cloth in my hands, and then the people ran away naked. Interpretation by Nelly Fan Sale indicates German interest. Blue. 7 November 1915. Siener sees. The khaki opens the door, and then the door remains open. The prison door. I see the skeleton of an umbrella. A purple cloth turning white, and the Germans moving southwest. I see my wife standing by me. Interpretation by Nelly Fan Sale. It's mostly a prison scene, literally. Peace returns to the country. The Germans retreat. I see my wife, representing our folk, standing by my side. 9 November 1915. Siener sees. I see myself tying my shoelaces outside. Interpretation by Nelly Fan Sale. Siener sees his release from prison. 10 November 1915. Siener sees. I see myself walking out the prison door. Then I ride the train and arrive at my home, while the grass is still short. I see a blank paper with black letters on it. and at the bottom, it is as if my name also appears there. Interpretation by Nelly Fan Sale. Siener sees his release from prison. 12 November 1915. Siener sees. I see Gert Mills walking. I see a light shining from behind the clouds on the western side, and then it disappears again. The light reappears, but now not behind the clouds, and it is now larger and brighter. I also see 2 king stars. Interpretation by Nelly Fan Sale. Better prospects, but it disappears. More problems appear, and then good prospects again. And look up to the heavens. 13 November 1915, Siener sees. The German women are beautifully dressed, and they walk away. An interpretation by Nelly Fan Sale. German prosperity. They temporarily walk away from us. 14 November 1915, Siener sees. I see people walking in the dark with field chairs in their hands. When I pulled the curtain away, those people were sitting there. Interpretation by Nelly Fan Sale. It's a prison scene. 15 November 1915. Siener sees. The people are walking outside, but away from each other. A large group of armed people and another unarmed group. Their clothes are half yellow. Interpretation by Nelly Fan Sale. It's a prison scene. 17 November 1915. Siener sees. A friendly Englishman arrives. Then I see field chairs, but no people. Then I found myself next to train tracks. I see white houses. I see people sitting on either side of a table. I see an open window, and when I look through it, I see that it was daylight outside. I go to the west and arrive at a dam with a broken wall. I saw the earth turn black, but the black came from the western side. And then I saw a fire. Vineyard shoots come out, stacked upon each other, but a large flame consumes them. Interpretation by Nelly Fan Sale. The Prince of Wales visits South Africa. He doesn't attract audiences. The train carrying the prince. Peace. I see receptions. I have insight. Southwest Africa, now Namibia. The dam no longer holds water. It's a bad sign. Caused by America. War. Faith. Religious. A religious war. Serbia. 18 November 1915, Siener sees. I see a large group of people, and their clothes are half yellow. I see 3 kinds of people. First, people with pale wraps around their hats. Then yellow people who are a little taller and whose hair is also long. And then short people who look like bushmen and their torsos are bare. Interpretation by Nelly Fan Sale. A lot of people, and they're English-minded. Indians. 19 November 1915, Siener sees. I see I'm at my house, and then I see 2 Englishmen wrestling. Interpretation by Nelly Fan Sale. I see 2 Englishmen who are arguing. 20 November 1915. Siener sees. I see I wash out my prison dish and spoon, and I see a hand tying a bow. Interpretation by Nelly Fan Sale. It's a prison scene. 21 November 1915. Siener sees. I saw field chairs standing together, and then it turned light. Interpretation by Nelly Fan Sale. Conversations or negotiations. 22 November 1915. Siener sees. First, a yellow paper appears, and then another white paper. Interpretation by Nelly Fan Sale. Some English proclamation. a law that has to do with peace. 23 November 1915. A large crowd of people moving to the northern side. They suddenly turn around and come back again. Men, women, and children are all mixed up. They have black mourning clothes on, with white jackets. And then it became light. Interpretation by Nelly Fan Sale. Many people immigrated to Rhodesia, now Zimbabwe. Men, they are fleeing the situation in Rhodesia. They mourn their family members. They are peaceful. The situation becomes clear. 24 November 1915, Siener sees. I sit at a table and eat. I see I'm in Wolmaranstad. Interpretation by Nelly Fan Sale. He's not at his house. 25 November 1915, Siener sees. I see I'm standing on my field chair and my feet are bare. Interpretation by Nelly Fan Sale. To be able to see better is without a government. Shoes normally represent a government. 27 November 1915, Siener sees. A large dark red paper comes into view. On the right are blocks, and the color is as red as blood, and on the left, the blocks are pale white. The prison pot comes to Pretoria, but it is empty. The prison cells are all open, and the line is filled with washed clothes. On the northeast side are black people armed with rifles, but I only see their legs. I see 2 train carriages on the north side, and the one at the rear is brown. Then President Kruger came into view. Interpretation by Nelly Fan Sale. ANC organization's document. On the right are cells, murders. The blocks point to the murders. They pretend to be peaceful. English in Rhodesia. Famine. On the north side, Zimbabwe, are black people armed with rifles, literally. Afrikaner folk, I don't know who they are. Some bridge summit. The interpretation by J.J. van Westhuizen says, the vision was a future image of the continent of Africa, divided into political blocks, as it will look at some point in the future. This is seen against the backdrop, the great dark red paper of a general global, which is very dangerous for us, blind hate campaign of the rest of the inhabitants of the earth in their eager support of the African states for the violent annihilation of the so-called white governments of the Southern African region under the slogans of Uhuru. The states of East Africa are very aggressive and bloodthirsty against us. They set up armies and openly prepare for war against us. The states of West Africa will still be up for peace with us. At that time, some of the people who were almost imprisoned as political prisoners in the country's prisons will now sit down and rule the country. In a certain country to the northeast of us, armed black people will act as terrorists against that government. He sees only their legs. The 2 train carriages which he sees on the north side, the rear one of which is brown, our national colour. The congestion of the 2 ends of the railway tracks of us and that of Rhodesia at Beitbridge at that certain time. Only 1 train carriage belongs to us. It was an ideal that President Kruger still wanted to see realized during his time of government, but only now could take place. 28 November 1915, Siener sees. On the west side are fat brown horses and fat donkeys. Interpretation by Nelly Fan Sale. Southwest Africa. Afrikaner movements. Fighters that are strong. True Afrikaners who are also strong. 29 November 1915. Siener sees. The sticks come together. I see the friendly Englishman, and I see a big blue light. Interpretation by Nelly Fan Sale. Political parties come together who are friendly. German prospects for us. Interpretation by CP van Westhuizen. The English of Rhodesia are very friendly towards us, and the resulting cooperation between governments is very beneficial to all of us. 30 November 1915. Siener sees. A white paper with letters. Interpretation by Nelly Fan Sale. An announcement regarding peace. 31 November 1915. Siener sees. A large house in which people are with feathers in their hats and men at a table. A lot of people look towards Pretoria. I see a bright light. Interpretation by Nelly Fan Sale. A gathering where people gather for great festivities. Men who negotiate. People are watching what's going to happen. Good prospects. This is the end of this session of visions. If you have not seen previous videos, please watch them, as this will help you to understand what these visions are about, especially part 1, 2, and 3 in the beginning. Please remember to subscribe and click the notification bell so you can be notified when the next video is uploaded. Thank you for watching this video, and I know we'll see you in the next video.